But you can see all the invited players. You have Cure, Maru, Ryung, Serral, Dark, Raynor, anyone who's anyone. Basically, the top players from World Team League and the top players from Kung Fu Cup have been invited into this $40,000 event. But it's not just about invites, it's also about qualified players, and that's where everyone else has to vie for those spots. Again, only 2 spots are available for the Koreans, and here we go. We're looking to find out which one of those players is going to be making it into the qualifying match. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Mystery Gaming. It is RagnaroK. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the other South Korean Zerg player representing Team Abydos. It is DRG. Here we go. The winner of the series moves on to face off against Classic, one of the best Protosses in Korea. So if you're wondering where the big names are, like Byeon, Cure, Maru, Hero, Dark, Solar, well, they're already invited. They're already in the event. We're here to find out who else can join them in the Masters Coliseum. Number 6. Number 6, of course. As DRG is going for a hatch gas pool across the map, everything's looking normal, everything's looking standard. Likewise, so is RagnaroK. Oh, never mind. My apologies. RagnaroK did go for a bit of a faster gas compared to his opponents. Is it going to be the biggest of deals? It's only by a couple of seconds, so there is going to be a bit of a timing here where he will have faster link speed, but it shouldn't be anything too major. And you know what this one means? I can catch up in the chat, Bobby. I can catch up. Out. Why is Wardy 2 minutes in front of lights? We have a delay on. I guess it sounds like Wardy didn't turn on his delay. It's, you know what can we do? Este Wardy. It's for exclamation for nada Wardy. Cow. Yeah, here we go. We are going to be getting into so far nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. You have DRG going for his third base. Likewise, so is RagnaroK. We should be throwing down a couple of Baneling nests momentarily as well. Everything is looking very stock standard here between our players. Nothing out of the norm yet, as the Baneling nest is thrown down. RagnaroK actually is the first player to cut drones here and to make an influx of lings instead. Are on the way. RagnaroK is going to be cutting that Baneling nest, going straight for a Roach Warren, so a bit of a greedy move here by RagnaroK, but thankfully he's not going to be the defender. With all these lings, he's going to be forcing DRG to back off and focus on his defense back at home. This should give the freedom to RagnaroK to skip out the Banelings and get into Roach production. Meanwhile, here we go. The lings of RagnaroK have arrived. Ling speed does kick in a little bit faster as well, so these lings are going to be going down, or some of them even. RagnaroK is just sending everything across the map. We're going to be getting us around on some of these screens. The Banelings are on the way. One of them is going to be denied, but the other 2 will complete. With these Banelings, DRG should have enough to force this back. Should be able to force back RagnaroK. As I say that, almost gets us around on that hatchery. A couple of lings do try to slip into the natural, but RagnaroK is forced back once again. Behind this, Roach production has already commenced again. RagnaroK hasn't really been droning too much at all. DRG trying to get a read on what's going on. Oof, almost loses the Baneling. Roaches have now been spotted, and DRG is scrambling to get into his own Roach Warren. Oh boy, RagnaroK just building up towards one big push. Okay, he's going to be droning. I was about to say that DRG, he's going to be careful because he's been droning quite heavily, and he may be in a bit of trouble if RagnaroK commits to the all-in. But it looks like RagnaroK, he only made the Roaches for now defensively. Like, he is squeezing out a couple of drones here and there. And this is going to give time. This is going to give room for DRG to actually make roaches of his own. The face thing's still amusing. Yeah, what is this? I don't know. What is? It's not even DRG's thing. It's the Abydos logo. Or like all the Abydos players, they're all rocking the face, and I don't know what it is. Is that SOS? I don't think so. Who is it? Ay. Who is the face? Who is the owner of said face? As RagnaroK is pushing out across the map, he does have the Roach lead. 12 Roaches to only the 6 of DRG, but with the defender's advantage, DRG should be able to muster up a large enough army. He should be able to force us back. Oh, Lings are coming in to reinforce. DRG is going to have to kite all the way back to the Queens. But I do think that with the defender's advantage, DRG should be fine. Yeah, he does hold on. Does hold on in the end. And things are going to be settling down from here. DRG is still, RagnaroK is still behind in the economy, so he's still got a ways to go to drone up and to saturate his bases. To have a much faster lair on the way from RagnaroK. Meanwhile, DRG, there is no lair. This is a sign. Without a lair, he's going for a hatch all-in. A hatchery tech all-in, just pure Lings, pure Roaches. DRG, he doesn't care about Roach speed. He doesn't care about +2. He cares about his hatcheries, his Roaches, and his Lings. He's going to be pushing out across the map. He's going to be hoping that that RagnaroK drones up too much. Oh boy, RagnaroK, he is happily droning back at home, taking more gases, getting Roach speed. He doesn't know how committed DRG is with this push until now. We do see RagnaroK trying to react in time. He actually has a pretty comparable Roach army, but he doesn't have the Lings. The Lings are coming in to reinforce, to help soak up so many hits. And RagnaroK may have just been caught with his pants down. The boys, they have to be pulled. DRG just diving on top of the Roach army, and it looks like he has enough to break on through. Every drone here at the third base is going to be going down. Spine Crawler is about to finish, but it's not going to be enough. Again, RagnaroK, he just wasn't able to get a read on what DRG was up to. Wasn't able to scout. GG gets called, and DRG takes game number 1. GG. Very well done. RagnaroK being the aggressor, at least initially. Initially being the aggressor there, but alas, was not able to overcome, wasn't able to get a scout off and figure out, hold on, you don't have a lair, you're not droning. I guess the most crucial thing was that typically in ZvZ, when you finish your lair, the Zerg player will morph in an Overseer. They morph in an Overseer, and they make it their life's goal to scout and figure out the lair timing and the tech as well of their opponents. We didn't see that out of RagnaroK. He didn't scout the main base at all of DRG, or the natural, even. So RagnaroK, he was cutting some corners. He was, yeah, just playing in the dark. And he did fumble a little bit in the end. And now DRG, he is 1 game away from advancing on into the next round, into a qualifying match. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Mystery Gaming down in the series, but not out. Not yet. It is RagnaroK. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Team Abydos. It is DRG. And if anyone knows whose face this is, let us know. I should ask Mondo. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna ask Mondo after the cast. It has to be like an inside joke for the Abydos players. Ay. You know what? I'm gonna message him right now. We'll see if he responds during the cast. We'll see if he responds. I feel like I'm going to be like, do you know what's up with the face? And he's like, what? I feel like I need to screenshot this and send it to him. See if we can get a response. As we are getting into this so far, nothing too crazy. Hatch gas pool all around from both of our players. Standard openers here. As we do, boom, set up that name overlay. And yeah, things are going to be settling down. We are on Near Humanity. This is the shortest rush distance by ground, the smallest map in the map pool, so this can lead to a lot of aggression in ZvZ. I know very often we talk about the defender's advantage on Near Humanity, and we can talk about late game situations, but that is typically only applicable to ZvT and ZvP against Terran and Protoss. Just because of the way that their races work, they can wall off, right? They can really fortify themselves defensively back at home. Here on Near Humanity, I just expect to see more aggression, especially when it comes to this center base as well. This center base does give you access to a rich Vespian gas geyser, and this can really give you a massive boost when it comes to Roach v Roach, or whether it's Roaches, or if you want to go Mutas, or Lurkers. Can really impact the game quite heavily, but we can see neither player is going for it. We're going for the third base location instead, which I think is a wise choice. The last time I saw... Who was it? Who took the center base? I think it was Dark versus Solar. It was Dark versus Solar, and I think Solar took the center base. And this base is so difficult to defend. So difficult. Once it's taken, once the opposing Zerg player sees it, they can be so aggressive and just make your life so difficult trying to hold on to this base. It's just so isolated compared to all of your others. Instead, both players are going to be sensible. RagnaroK once again going for a massive Ling Flood. 18 Lings are on the way. This time, though, RagnaroK doesn't skip his Baneling Nest. This time we have a Baneling Nest from both players. So we're going to be seeing more of a straight-up Ling Bane war. Which, personally, I love. I'm all about the Ling Bane battles, Papi. Let's go, let's go. Lings are flooding across the map again because of the short rush distance. They're going to get here before the Banelings do morph in, but they're still only a couple of seconds off, and they will complete. Up! Good connection here for DRG. He's got 3 more Banelings behind this. He is going to be able to deflect this army, but we have a couple of Banelings rolling in from RagnaroK as well. The Queen target firing is too good. 1 Queen goes down, but 2 Banelings do get sniped. DRG does hold behind this. RagnaroK has been droning, has been macroing. Was just trying to force an overreaction out of DRG, and for the most part he succeeded, but now the turns do table. Now it's going to be DRG's turn to be the aggressor. He's moving out with his own Ling Bane. Up! He's moving on out. And now we'll see how good the connections are going to be for RagnaroK. Good at target firing. Ooh, 2 Banelings for DRG go down, and just like that, he has to back off. Attack wasn't as successful. Didn't force too much of an overreaction either, as we are just getting into our lair tech. We're getting into our upgrades. Once again, DRG is avoiding that lair. We'll see for... Oh, no, he's going for an all-in. He's going for +1 carapace. Oh my god, as a Baneling does go down for free. So, for those wondering, this used to be really popular a couple of months ago. +1 carapace. The advantage of this when you go for a Roach Ling Flood is that your opponents, their Banelings aren't anywhere near as impactful. Banelings do typically one-shot Lings. With +1 carapace, you need 2 Banelings to kill a Ling. So, because of that, yeah, RagnaroK's army isn't going to be as efficient defensively. DRG once again not going for a hatchery. He's just going to be maxing out or just producing nothing but Roaches and Banelings. The Roaches have been spotted. RagnaroK does get a bit of a scout off, but what's important is that he didn't get into the mineral line. DRG, he Maynarded his drones over from his natural to his third base to make it look like he's droning, and he's not. The Roaches, though, they were spotted, and RagnaroK, he's taking this very seriously. He throws down 2 Spine Crawlers at his third base. And the Spine Crawlers, are they going to finish up in time? DRG is pretty committed to this. He backs off. DRG, he's droning. He is droning quite heavily. He realizes, oh, this isn't going to work out. He's going for his own lair, and DRG's behind. DRG, he's catching up in the drones, but he's been mining less for longer, so RagnaroK has a better economy. Likewise, with his lair, he goes straight for a Spire. Like, RagnaroK has such a tech advantage right now. He's going to have faster roach speed, he's going to have a faster Muta or faster Spire. It does feel like RagnaroK is, for the most part, in the driver's seat. DRG is trying to catch back up, just droning as heavily as he can, working on all of his upgrades. And RagnaroK, I believe yes, oh, no, never mind, he didn't quite see the lair, so RagnaroK isn't quite sure whether or not DRG is committing to another attack or not. Overseer for DRG is diving into the main base. RagnaroK is getting in position. Can he deny the scout? It's going to be close. It looks like up. Links up. Oh my god. Overlord speed kicks in just in time, and we do get confirmation of that Spire. Just as it finishes up. Immediately, Overlords are turning back around. All the Overlords are coming back home. DRG, he should be throwing down a Hydroden soon as well. He should be working on Spores. He's getting ready for the Mutas. There we go. Spores are now on the way. All of the Overlords, they all recall back home. Get recalled back home, I should say. But we don't have a Hydroden. Interesting. So, DRG, he's only making queens. He's just relying on queens to defend. Oh, at the same time, a Link counterattack does get into the natural base. 2 drones will go down. Oh, meanwhile, there's just not enough queens on the front lines. They are getting picked off one after the other. The center base is exposed. But DRG, he commits to his attack. He's sending everything across the map, and he does have a much larger Roach army. Because it's Neo-Humanity, it doesn't take too long to counterattack at all. DRG is going to get damage done. Eventually, he will get cleaned up by these Mutas, but it takes a long time for the Mutas to clean up Roaches. Yeah, the Roach army of RagnaroK has fallen. DRG, he's busting into the natural. He's already gotten 14 drones. How much more can he get? Meanwhile, we have Roaches at the 3rd base as well. Roaches in the natural. Roaches at the 4th. Everything is on fire for RagnaroK. This Muta play, I really did enjoy it. I do think it was really smart of him to take advantage of his position, but it just hasn't really worked out for him. 37, 39, 40! 40 drones have gone down. Oh my god. And counting. Behind this, now we have the Hydroden from DRG. Now he's going to be working on some anti-air. Oh my god. RagnaroK getting punished hard for going into the Mutas. If only he wasn't scouted, right? If only the Spire wasn't scouted, we would have had a very different game. But DRG was able to see it just in time. A 3rd base goes down. 49 drones. Can we get 50? One más. One more. Up. 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 We get up though. We get it. 50 drones have gone down. Ay, ay, ay. And back at home, we're remaxing on Hydras. On Queens, DRG will be safe, or should be relatively safe from a counterattack. That's a lot of Mutas though. Hold on. We have 21 Mutas. Do we have enough anti-air? I think we do. Transfuse? Yeah. As long as we have transfuses, the Mutas, they don't break through. Now, to be fair, you can see the Hydras are getting picked off one after the other, but we're bleeding out a lot of Mutas. That was not a good trade for RagnaroK. It's not a good fight. DRG, he does defend beautifully. He's got a healthy worker count. Got his upgrades on the way. Now, and there we go. We tap out. GG gets called, and DRG takes game number 2 and the series 2-0. GG, well played. GG, well played. Congratulations to DRG, just showing a dominant performance in ZvZ. Having a very aggressive style. having a very aggressive style with his hatch tech. We saw here in game 2 he did miss his timing. If you remember, DRG, he delayed his lair, he delayed his drones to go for this one big push. But as soon as he got scouted, he recognized very quickly that it wasn't going to work. Recognized very quickly that it wasn't going to work, and he was very quick to transition. Again, a lot of that also came down to the scouting. RagnaroK, he was hedging a lot of his bets on the Mutalisks, on the Muta switch, and we saw how well prepared DRG was for them. Or I say how well prepared. We saw how DRG was able to punish the Mutas by going for a massive roach push instead. It's Neo-Humanity. It doesn't take too long at all to counterattack across the map by ground. And keeping that in mind, I do think that it was a bold move of RagnaroK to go for Mutas on Neo-Humanity specifically, just because of how potent these roach pushes can be. So it was a risky move out of RagnaroK, didn't work out in the end, and yeah, DRG makes it through. GG, well played.